Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to another episode of CrossFit Khalipa, short form podcast where we dive into some I'm thinking about this upcoming week. And of course, we each have had a little bit of coffee. Now, topic conversation is all about this subject of just when you think you're tough, there's always someone tougher. Just when you think you're training hard, there's always someone training harder. And, you know, my voice is a little bit hoarse right now because a little bit ago, I had a group of guys a couple days ago, and we were hitting hill sprints. I was just getting fired up, just screaming and yelling, right? And that's why my voice is a little bit hoarse. But it brings up a really interesting topic. So last Saturday, I get up early. I was like a kid on Christmas to go get ready for these hill sprints we were doing. We ended up having like 40 guys getting after it. It was awesome. It was amazing. I recommend anybody, warm up properly, go get after your hill sprints. But anyways, the time we were starting was 7 a.m. because we want to make sure that it was a little bit light outside so that people didn't fall. I show up about 6:15. Just to make sure everything was ready for the guys when they showed up. I want to make sure that we had the cooler out, the speaker out, and that I had a game plan in terms of a warm-up. There was 10 people, 20 people, 50 people. I want to make sure I was prepared. So I show up at 6:15. It's pitch black outside at the time. I drive up, I park, and I'm like, you know what? I feel pretty tough right now. I'm like, dude, you know what? We got a group of hard chargers showing up on a Saturday morning, 6:30 in the morning, just getting ready to get after it. While other people are sleeping, we're crushing it. And that was my mentality, right? All fired up. And then I'm sitting there, it's kind of silent. And then all I hear is a coach saying stroke and ready, begin. And I'm like, what the hell? So I walk over and sure enough, on the reservoir, on the lake that's right by Los Gatos, there's already a rowing team getting after it. And I just put my head down, tail between my legs. And I was just like, you know what? Just when you think you're getting after it, there's always someone getting after it harder. And so the moral of the story is, stay fired up, stay inspired, stay, engaged. I put out stuff online because I want to motivate other people to stay the course and to optimize and reach their potential as husbands, fathers, and athletes. But there's plenty that I do in silence that we don't talk about and we don't even post about, etc. But for all the people you see online, there's thousands, millions others just getting after it. So the next time you think that you're tough, the next time you think you're training hard, just remember, there's always someone else out there who probably has it worse, has a busier schedule, has more going on, and is still able to get after it harder than you and probably harder than me too. And that was my inspiration, man. It just hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm thinking let's go. And then they're already out there for 2 hours. Commitment is contagious. I put out the other day. If you haven't checked out that CrossFit Khalipa, make sure to go check that one out. Each one of these podcasts, just a little bit of a glimpse into my life and things that are going on. I'll leave you with this. I was at wrestling practice with a group of high school athletes the other day, and I was training with an adult. And I met a woman there, and she drives 2.5 hours to take her children from where she lives to this wrestling practice. It's one of the best in the country, one of the best in the state. And an 1.5 hour drive. Practices from 6 to 8 p.m. She drives 2.5 hours, practices from 6 to 8, 1.5 hour drive back. And I'm looking at her and she does that 4 days a week. And I couldn't help just be inspired by that commitment. That commitment was contagious for me. And I talked about this on a previous podcast, so make sure to go check this out. But that was another example of a mom just leveling up and committing to her kids so that they can go ahead and express themselves and get the best training possible. Keep going out there. Keep staying engaged. Remind yourself, there's always someone doing it better. There's always someone training harder. There's always someone with more commitment. And that's what fires me up every single day to be a better version of myself, for my family, for myself, and for everyone else around me. Keep training hard. Keep getting after it. Go check out the previous CrossFit Khalipas. And if you haven't, truly appreciate it. Leave us a rating. Leave us a review. It means a lot. Let's go.